Hey guys, this is Coach Ricardo Miller, and I'm so glad you're joining me this morning. If this is your first time joining me, I want you to do me a favor and guess what? Subscribe, y'all. Subscribe. Yep, you got to subscribe to your boy channel. Here's the deal. I am doing a series of talks this week, and I thought, it is so important that we do the work and start realizing, okay, what could be keeping us back from becoming the person that we were destined to be? Okay, I want to know. I want to look on my left. I want to look on my right. I want to identify what can I do a little bit better to get to where I'm trying to go. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me on my YouTube channel. It's all about effective living. I wrote a book. It's a game changer, practical truths that will help you to create a life you don't need a vacation from. I believe it's important that you get to the point where you realize you're not supposed to live from crisis to crisis. You're not supposed to live from issues to issues. It's just from going from one issue to the next issue, from one issue to the next issue. Well, this is Love Week, y'all. This is Love Week. And so I thought it would be pretty cool, Ricardo, effective living. If you're going to do this right, you're going to have to address the relationship sector or the area that really does speak to relationship on your journey to effective living. You can't talk effective living without talking relationship. You can't do it. You can't do it. If you agree with me, just go ahead and lock a comment in there. So these are my views, okay? And at 45 years old, I've lived long enough to discover some truths, okay? And I'm working on me, and I'm encouraging others to work on themselves as we journey along in discovering the principles that will make life to work for us, okay? It is possible. It is possible to live for a long time and not discover the truths that will help you to live life from a more meaningful position. I don't want to keep going from crisis to crisis. I don't want to encourage any of my coaching clients, any of my friends to keep living and not enjoying life at the level that they're supposed to enjoy it. So I said I'm going to do a series of talks this week only on my YouTube channel. And so I'm extremely grateful for those of you who have decided to join me. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I'm telling you guys, you're going to enjoy the content that we're going to be talking about all week. As a matter of fact, I'm always doing stuff here on YouTube, okay? So do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, put on that notification bell and say, okay, I'm going to keep up with Ricardo Miller. The boy is on to something, all right? Wherever you're watching from, I would love to know. Okay, I would love to know where you're watching from. We got a solid crew. I'm from the Bahamas. I'm an islander. Okay, I'm from the Bahamas. If you're from the islands, go ahead, drop a note in there. We have a lot of people from Canada, a lot of people from Nigeria. I love my Nigerian brothers and sisters all around the world. And those of you right here in the United States, what can I say? So I'm talking this morning, and I'm not going to be before you long, but if you agree with me, just go ahead and put a comment in there. Or if you want to add to my point, please feel free to do that as well. Okay? I want to talk about 5 areas that really is built into 8. Okay? And so each one of these things you can look at, and then you can start saying, okay, how can I put more work into me in getting where I'm trying to go so that the rest of my life can be the best of my life? And so thank you so much for joining me this morning. So there are 8 signs that's what I'm saying. You may not be ready for a relationship. Okay. Now, I used to think because I'm of a certain age or a person is of a certain age, they should just go for it and just be in a relationship. And now I've since learned that you may need to slow your roll. Come on, if you're from the Bahamas, you know that term. Slow your roll. Slow it down, buddy. Slow it down and get your act together, okay? And make sure that you're in the best state of mind and spirit and body and everything to embrace what's supposed to be for you. Okay. And so I want everybody to have a good relationship. I think everybody ought to have that blissful relationship where, oh my goodness, soulmates. I'm talking about divine connection. I'm talking about ride or die partner. Everybody should have that. But there are certain things that would often be contributing factors that will cause a person not to have that. And I think these are my 8. If you have some additional 8, go ahead and drop them in the comment section, okay? The first thing that I've noticed that I believe that if a person is in their pursuit of trying to reconnect and wanting a relationship, I think you should not be pursuing a relationship if, number one, you are still dealing with unresolved feelings with your ex. Yeah. Yeah, that's number one, man. You got unresolved issues with your ex. You haven't addressed it at the core, and now you want to move on. And sometimes you can find it that you end up having these rebound relationships. You're just hooking up just because. Okay, just because you're still disgusted by the fact that however the relationship ended or whatever was going on in the relationship, that you're still carrying that baggage. Okay, you're still carrying, and that's male or female. That's male or female. And it's a sad case when you find yourself connected to someone who have not dealt with the past issues that they've had with someone else. It is easy to release a person in the physical and still be carrying them with your soul, within your spirit, within your mind. So to still have unresolved feelings for your ex may need to be something that you look at and address at the very core. You got to tell yourself, if I'm going to move on and connect with someone else, I need to make sure that the person who was once here before is no longer still here. Come on, do you agree with me? All right. See, I believe that unresolved issues have a tendency of showing up in new form relationships when they're not resolved. And that's why that's my number one. That's a big one. Okay, that's a big one. And some people can put up a facade for a while to look like they have it going on, but they're still carrying the baggage from a previous relationship. I think, here's the deal. If you don't address that, it'll show itself up in your new relationship. Ooh, Ricardo, you're onto something. You're onto something. I am saying this because here's the deal. I'm a single dude right now, and I'm working on me. Okay, I'm working on my mind. I'm working on my spirit. I'm working on addressing the unresolved challenges that may have been there pondering prior to the person before, the last person that could have been before that person. Some people have been stockpiling issues from one relationship and bringing it into another relationship, and then bringing it into another relationship, and then bringing it into another. And by the time as they connect with somebody, God forbid you get married to someone and you got a bunch of mess that you brought in from a number of other relationships, and now you're in a relationship and you should not have ever even been in a relationship because you didn't do the work to address those unresolved issues. So do the work. Do the work. That's number one. Number two, watch this. You are too busy being miserable. You're too busy being miserable. A sign that you may not be ready for a relationship is you're too busy being miserable. And what do I mean? You're too busy being miserable. Man, God, you're not living. You're barely surviving, and everything's a problem. Everything's a problem. Everybody's relationship is a problem. The government is a problem. The neighborhood is a problem. Listen, your children is a problem. Everything's a problem. You are miserable, and you're not enjoying life. You're barely coping in life. Okay? So if you're too busy being miserable, why do you want to connect someone with your miserable position? Somebody said misery loves company. Well, stay far. If you are dealing with a miserable state of mind, then maybe you may need to get to the point where you do the cleaning up of your spirit, your space, and how you show up on a daily basis, because misery loves company. And before you know it, you will say, he's causing me problems or she is causing me problems. And it could be that you've always been a problem. Male or female, I'm talking about. Male or female. So be careful, because there are some people, they just have not learned how to live. They have not learned how to live. They look at life from the glass half empty standpoint. Everything's a problem. Their job is a problem. Their parents is a problem. The neighborhood is a problem. The government is a problem. Oh my goodness, somebody is a problem, and they're never the problem. but they're miserable. Can't sleep at night, can't enjoy a good meal, don't enjoy anywhere they go. Anywhere they go, they have a tendency of just identifying the problem. Why they gave me this salad like this? Oh my goodness, this water doesn't have any ice in it. Oh my goodness, I just hate commercials. Oh my goodness, I just don't like this. And it's just, I don't. And I just hate. And if you're miserable, why do you want to invite somebody into your miserable state? I believe my number two is a serious number two. Okay, now let me tell you, some people can fake it until they make it. In other words, until they connect with you, they sort of show up like they have it going on. But the truth of the matter is, at the very core, they're miserable. And you need to start to be able to study the telltale sign of a miserable person, the telltale signs of somebody who is not over their ex. They're still carrying the baggage of their ex. Okay, I think it's important that when it comes to dealing with people, you have the spirit of discernment. Yeah, I think it's important that you have the spirit of discernment. So go ahead, do me a favor. Do me a favor. If you find that there are other things that you think a person should be looking into, make a note of it and drop it in the comment section. I've been given some topics. I'm going to talk all week on the topics that have been given to me. So this channel is going to be hot this week because I ain't holding nothing back. Okay? I ain't holding nothing back. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help someone who needs to move on and make the rest of their lives the best of their lives. And it's not going to happen if we don't address the things that only we can address in our pursuit to move forward. Okay? So number three, watch this. You are worried about what your friends think. You're not ready for a relationship when it's more about what your friends think than what you need. Come on. There are so many people. I can't talk to him. I can't talk to her. What will people think? Oh, man, he's not my type. She's not my type. And it's all based on what your friends are saying. It's all based on what your family would think. Let me tell you, I was talking to a good school friend of mine not so long ago, and she was saying that, oh, Ricardo, blah, 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 this is what I'm dealing with a relationship. And I said, well, what if she could be she may be 5'10" in height. I said, what if some dude who's like 5 feet, he's 5 feet, you're 5'10"? What if he's everything you need except height? Would you connect with him? She said no. She said no. And let me tell you something. I've since asked that question to a number of ladies. And I'm not talking about just the height dynamics, but there were so many other things. I've heard ladies, I'm praying for a Boaz. And I told one lady, I said, what if? And this is another lady, very popular lady, very famous, very well known, very renowned. And she's a single lady. And I said to her, what if? What if? And she's a believer. What if God were to send you a Boaz in the making? Can you have faith to believe in God enough to see what he is becoming and be prepared to connect with a brother before he arrives? Can you believe enough to trust the journey of him becoming and realizing connecting with you will help him to shine? I say a Boaz in the making because a lot of women want their so-called Boaz. Okay, if you don't know what that term is, go do a Google search on it. But here's what I know. She said no. She said, I don't want no in the making. I don't want no in the making. I want an arrive. My man has to have arrived. I'm like, you're going to be single for a long time. Okay? My man has to have arrived. Listen, guys, I'm here being honest. There are some people who you're so particular, and a lot of times that particular is based on people's opinion of you. I can't believe she connected with a guy like that. I can't believe he connected with a girl like that. The truth is, who's best for you? Who's best for you, your parents may not agree with. Who's best for you, your friends may not agree with. But the truth is, it may be the ultimate relationship for you, but you're not ready for the ultimate relationship because you want something that looks good but may not be good. Come on, y'all know I'm talking. So you want to make sure. You want to make sure that whatever is supposed to be for you, that's best for you, that's what you want. But a lot of people are managing their decisions based on external reasoning. More specific, people's opinion. People's opinion. And so, if you're still managing your whole demeanor and how you're showing up and what you're going to do in relations to connecting with a relationship, you may just reconsider if you are ready for a relationship, because it really should not be, first and foremost, what people think. It needs to be so much more what's best for you. Okay? It should be so much more what's best for you. So, there are people out there that they're wanting a good relationship, but what they're not prepared to do is they're not prepared to go outside of the box of popular opinions. They're not prepared to go outside of the box of popular opinion. So if you're still stuck on worrying about what your friends will think, you got to go back and check that out. Okay, I remember early on monitoring my mindset in relations to what my friends would think, what people at church will think, what this one will think, what family members will think. The truth of the matter is, there is someone that perfectly connects with you. Okay, but that perfect connection to you may be outside of what some other people perceive you should be connected to. Are you okay connecting yourself with what's best for you rather than the popular opinion of what people think you should have? Okay, so I see I have a question here. Why care about what people think? Who will not be in the exactly? Listen, I was talking to a young man not so long ago, and he said, I cannot. He said, I cannot marry this young lady because she is of a certain ethnicity. And he says, I said, what about this? He said, I cannot marry this particular young lady because of this. And it was all because here's what my family think. Here's what the church people think. Here's what, oh my goodness, here's what my friends will think. You're not ready for no relationship. Okay, so that's my number 3. Number 4, you think the right person is going to complete you. You think the right person is going to complete you. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one. The reality of it is, if you're not whole in and of yourself, be rest assured and know at the very core, no one can complete you. What they can do, however, they can complement you. The right person will complement you. The right person cannot complete you. You've got to do the work to complete you. And that's one of the reasons why it's a bad thing to connect with a person who has not done the work to complete themselves, only to be a good complement to you, rather than believing that you will be the completion to them. Once again, misery loves company. And so if you're doing the work, you got to know, as you're doing the work to complete you and the person is doing the work to complete themselves, you want that connection to be, you're the right person for me, because here's the deal, with me or without me, you're fine, you're doing well, and you're on your way. And I'm so grateful that divinely, somehow we've been able to connect ourselves to connect and just develop a relationship. But the question is, do you believe the relationship is going to complete you? Or do you believe it's simply a compliment to you? So you got to get to the point where you've done enough work on you that when someone comes in your life, or you're deciding to go into a relationship, you're now going into a relationship with the understanding, you don't make me, you're a complement to me, male or female. And there are a lot of guys who listen, a good woman will make a good man. No. A good woman will complement a good man. Somebody needs to write that down. A good woman will make a good man. No. That's twisted. A good woman will complement a good man. Okay? I'm gonna make a woman out of her. You're gonna make a what? No, no, that sounds like you're going to be abusive. That sounds like you're going to be a person dealing with control issues. You're going to make a woman out of her? No, 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 no. You don't make a woman out of her. No, 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 no. You're there to compliment her, and she's there to compliment you. So the reality of it is there are a lot of people who have this twisted idea that here's the deal. He is going to make me. No, no, no. He can't make me. I'm already who I am, and I'm becoming better on a daily basis. He's going to come into my life, and we're going to complement each other, and we're going to enjoy the journey of embracing life and all that it is going to present to us. So you may not be ready for a relationship if you think someone is going to complete you. Now, here's the deal. You may say, okay, Ricardo, I'm all for the compliment me. Okay, compliment me. Well, here's the deal. You still got to make sure that in your pursuit to finding someone who will compliment you, you are doing the work to complete you. Not because you have increased in age, meaning you have done the work to make sure that you're qualified to connect with somebody. One of the things that I was telling a friend of mine years ago, I said, I made a commitment to help children, not only because I had a son and I believe that my son will connect with a female one day, but in addition, that I believe every adult needs to make an investment in the next generation when it comes to their children and all children in general, is because here's the deal. You may do the work in helping your son to become who he was destined to be. But if he connects with a girl who has not been helped to become who she was destined to be in developing herself, he can find himself with a mess. Vice versa, same thing. The girl may have done the work in finding herself and building herself on the journey to living life effectively. But the dude may just be a dude who he got the game to connect from an introductory relationship level, but he does not have the skill set to mature the relationship so that both of them can happily live together after all. Okay, so there's some work that has to be done. There is some investigation. There is some investigation. So no, she is not going to complete you, brother. She's not going to complete you. A good woman is going to complete me. No, no, no. Oh, listen. Be careful of those sayings that have been passed down. Oh man, let me tell you something. I'll make a good woman out of her. Listen, a woman, listen, she makes a good man. A good woman will make a good man. No, 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 no. Don't believe that shit. Okay, that's crap. Excuse my expression. I felt that one. That's not good. Okay. All right. Number 4. All right. I'm on number 5. All right. Number 5. You are too impatient. Okay. You're too impatient. You want it now. You want it now, and you have not done the work to qualify to have it now. Okay. So you want it now. You want it now, but. I see y'all laughing at me. Don't be laughing at me. Why y'all laughing at a brother, man? I'm just trying to help somebody, okay? You got me sweating and it's cold outside. I shouldn't be sweating like this. I feel this conversation today, okay? So you're impatient. You're impatient. I want it now. You got the timeline locked in on when you should have what you want, but you haven't done the work to get what you want. And so now, because you're impatient, you're trying to get this result. You're trying to get this result. You're trying to get this. And all I'm saying to you is, guys, you got to get patient, because the truth is, hey, listen, you want what's best for you. I'm learning how to cook lately. One of the things I'm learning how to cook. And let me tell you something. If you have any mastery in the kitchen, you understand the importance of marinating that meat, okay? You know the understanding of not rushing the meal. How many of y'all know what I'm saying? Okay? So the question to ask is, why are you rushing? It's exactly. Well, here's the reason why some people are rushing. They say the clock is ticking. Okay, the clock is ticking. I'm getting old, and I just need. And here's the deal. Why have you put that level of pressure on you to now want to engage when the truth is, when you put that level of pressure on you, what happens is all of your senses starts to disappear and suppress themselves to not be at alert level that they should be. But now because you're trying to hit this goal of securing a relationship at a certain speed, and now, when your discerning spirit should be on, when you should be taking your time to enjoy the process of connecting with someone in a healthy way, so that you can see, is this somebody I want to really connect with? All right. But now you rushed it and now you're in it, and only to discover it was a bad thing. And you say the devil tricked me. No, the devil didn't trick you. You were rushing. You were rushing the process and you overly engage yourself, and it cost you dearly. Now, here's the deal. If that's happened to you before, why not take the time and says, listen, I'm taking care of me. And when someone comes alongside, they're going to compliment me. And if someone never comes, here's the deal. I believe that you're in the best state when nobody has to come, when it doesn't matter if anybody comes. I think when you're at that good state where you're enjoying life to the fullest, and you have brought yourself to a place where you're genuinely happy and you're learning how to live life in every sense of the word at the highest level in and of yourself. When you connect with someone of equal stature, someone who was equally enjoying life, I'm telling you, it brings you into a better state. Someone who has done the work on themselves, you're doing the work on you, and you're not rushing the process. As a matter of fact, if nobody comes, I'm okay. But when somebody comes, I'll be just okay, because you know what? It's all a journey, and I'm wanting what's best for me. I'm not rushing myself into anything just because I'm desperate, or I'm just because I think the clock is ticking, and I'm at a certain age, and this has to happen and this has to happen. There are a lot of people who mess themselves up because they were so impatient. They were so impatient. Don't rush the process. Trust the process. Okay? Don't rush the process. Trust the process. Decide to do the work. The next one is, guys, number 6. I sort of referred to this a little bit at the beginning, but I need to go back there because this is a big one. Number 6, you're too picky. Yeah, you heard me right. You're too picky. Oh, see, there are some good women out there and there are some good men out there, but sometimes we're so picky, guys, so picky. Come on. Oh, we're so picky. And here's what I know. We have been programmed to believe certain things is what we want, but we have not done the work to identify at the very core what's best for us. And so we watch television, and we're on social media, and we open magazines up, and we see our friends and colleagues and so forth, and we start characterizing how we want it to be. And anything outside of that we dismiss, when the truth is you got to ask yourself, what's good for me? And start with the inside out, not the outside in. Most people who connect in relationships, I believe, that they start with the connection from the outside in and trying to force the outside in rather than work from the inside out. Now, you have to be very mature. You have to be very, very healthy in your mind and in your development to understand the importance of connecting with a relationship from the inside out, not from the outside in. The surface dynamics to a relationship means very little to a healthy, long-lasting relationship. I remember one of my friends, he was telling me he was watching the news, and he was talking about a celebrity. If I called the name, most of you would have know her. And he said, oh my goodness, I can't believe she's getting the divorce. Who would divorce her? She is beautiful. She is beautiful. She's amazing. And he's saying, and it was at that moment I realized he don't even know her. Okay? He don't even know her. He don't know that she could be the worst female on the planet when those doors close. He don't know her attitude. He don't know how she treats people. All he knows is she has a lot going for her from a public perception as a celebrity. And don't get me wrong, she was a beautiful woman. But her relationship didn't work out. I don't know what cost the relationship. He doesn't know. But my point is, he's like, well, who will divorce her? She's beautiful. See, he was thinking external. You got to start thinking internal first. You got to start from the inside out. And it takes a really mature person. It takes a well-developed person. It takes a healthy person in the mind to understand what's best for me has to start from the inside out for me. What's best for me has to start from the inside out for me. So on your journey to connecting with someone, make sure that you're mature enough to identify that you want what's best for you, and you're not going to be so picky that you miss what is for you. I believe that there are a lot of people. I believe that there are a lot of people who miss, I believe in the female version of the word, they miss their Boaz because he wasn't packaged the way they wanted him to be packaged. They were too picky. Okay? It was too picky. Don't be so picky that you miss what's best for you because you're so picky. I'm going to leave that right there. Okay? Now, here's what I know. These are not all. There are so many more things that someone could be looking into when it comes to a relationship and reconnecting and engaging in a healthy relationship that you can go ahead and drop it in the comment section. Okay? Drop it in the comment section. All right. So next one is number 7. You always try to change your partner. You may not be ready for a relationship. Number 7 is because you've always tried to change your partner. Somewhere along the line, you believe a woman's job is to come into a man's life and correct him. For somewhere along the line, you believe it's a man's job to come into a woman's life and correct her. So you may not be ready for a relationship if you're always trying to change your partner. You've got control issues. You've got control issues. The truth of the matter is, no two person is going to have it all together just as it is. At the very basic level, there's an understanding that there must be some compromise. There must be some equal understanding that there will be moments she may like something and he may not, and he may like something that she may not, as long as it does not violate the relationship and the trust and the integrity of that couple. You got to now be able to back up a little bit and realize he is an individual independent of you, and she is an individual independent of you. And there are a lot of people who are not in the healthiest of state when it comes to a relationship because they have control issues. Control issues. Men deal with this, women deal with this. And if you want to connect with someone, you got to ask yourself, am I still struggling with control issues? Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. No, okay, that's fine. The last time I checked, I'm a grown adult. The last time I checked, you're a grown adult. I should not force you to do anything, and you should not be forcing me to do anything. In a relationship, it's important that people learn to accept that, listen, she is an individual independent of me, and I'm an individual independent of her. And together, we're dynamic, and we got to get to the point where we learn to work together. But our goal is to mutually engage our understanding on what's going to help us to move forward in a healthy way without controlling each other. No. We're here to complement each other. We're here to advance each other. We're not here to control each other. So it's not about control, but there are people who their last relationship was over dominated by their control. The previous relationship before was dominated by control. And if someone is dealing with control issues, run. If someone is dealing with control issues, run. Let me tell you something. When you cannot be who you were born to be, and that is because you're connected to someone who's trying to suppress the gift that's within you, you're going to die. You're going to lose your smile. You're going to lose your joy. You're going to lose your peace. And eventually you're going to find yourself sick. So you don't want to be trying to connect with someone when you're still dealing with trying to correct them. You're always trying to get them to change. Okay, last one. You don't trust anyone, including yourself. You don't trust anyone. That's number 8, and I'm done. You're not ready for a relationship. You may not be ready for a relationship because you have not done the work to address the trust issues that you've been dealing with. Somewhere along the line, you've developed a lack of trust. And so you're spooked all the time. Okay? You're on the first date and you want to who are you talking to on your phone? Oh, come on. Oh, listen, you're just now connecting with this person. Second lunch engagement, and you're all on their Facebook page. I noticed there's a lot of men on your Facebook page. They're always complimenting you. I noticed that there are a lot of ladies. Come on, check them out. Come on. Trust issues. Trust issues. If you can't trust them, you shouldn't be with them. If you can't trust them, you should not be with them. Well, all men are like this. All women are like this. Where did you get that from? Where did you pick up that idea? Who taught you that? That's a messed up idea. That's a horrible thought to have locked in and had to be holding on to. Well, you know what? My last relationship, see, you got a last relationship issue that you need to address, because I'm not the last relationship. She's not the last relationship. But if you're still dealing with the pain of the past relationship when it comes to trust, and you're now carrying that on to believe that's just the way men are, or that's just the way women are, you need to get to the very core of why is it that I'm still dealing with trust issues. And there are some people, they can't trust themselves. Well, you can't leave me in the room with that dude. You can't leave me in the room with that lady. Hold on, wait a minute. You are at that state and you want to connect with a relationship, but you can't be left in a room with a lady. You can't be left in a room with a guy. Hold on. We gotta back this thing up. You got some issues that needs to be looked at. And I'm here today to tell you, you may not want to go ahead and try to connect with anybody right now, but you may need to decide to do the work. I can't be left in the room with that guy. I can't be left in the room with that girl. Let me tell you something. You don't trust anyone, including yourself. You've got to tell yourself, I need to stop and address these issues at the very core. This is Love Week, guys. I'm Coach Ricardo Miller, and I'm just trying to help somebody. Okay? Now, here's the deal. If you don't do the work, let me tell you something. Nobody is going to be able to help you. You've got to be prepared to do the work. Do the work. Subscribe to my channel. Join me back here tomorrow. I got another incredible subject matter. Someone asked me the question about something, and I'm going to advertise it later and talk about it tomorrow. Join me right back here on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and press that notification bell so you can be on with us live tomorrow, same time. Bye-bye, guys. Have a great day.